stankin' too. Pew kept all his earnings in the bank in a shoe.
Hey everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel, The BK Stank. I am Brendan Kennedy, and this is my YouTube channel. Talk about beer, food, whatever the fuck I'm into. Lately it's been powerlifting, but I haven't actually been posting a lot of YouTube videos much at all lately. The reason for that, it's pretty simple. Did my powerlifting meet in December and worked up to, 1 rep maxes, and then I have just been doing regular training and nothing too exciting, so I haven't really been recording my workouts. Also, you kind of look a little crazy when you bring your camera to the gym, so been skipping the douchebag looks. Also, my shoulder has been killing me, so nobody really wants to see a guy benching 135 pounds because he's afraid he has a rotator cuff tear. A rotator cuff tear. The other thing is I haven't really been drinking that much. Dry January is something that I do every year, a couple of years. And most of the time, it's something that I do where I'm either giving my body time to recover from drinking, because I don't drink enough to really do a ton of damage. But I figure if I give myself a month off, my liver is constantly healing and regenerating. I don't want to get cirrhosis, so I'll kind of let it do its own thing for about a month or so. The other thing is, I know that if I can stop drinking, that I'm not really an alcoholic. If I wake up one day and I have to have another drink, then maybe it's time to slow down. But if I can take a month off and say, do without it for a while, then I'm probably doing okay. So I did something that I usually never ever do. I started doing a whole vlog full of funny asides and all these hilarious comments, and after about 15 minutes of recording, went and I said goodbye to you guys. I gave the whole like, comment, subscribe thing, fucking textbook YouTube video, and then I realized it didn't record. Imagine how sad it looks to talk to a camera that's not actually recording. I had actually discussed Modelo's Chelada. So what's special about this beer is Tamarindo, which I assume is tamarind, and Picante, which I assume is spicy. I don't speak that much Spanish, but it's fucking spicy. And then the word Chelada, which I don't know a whole lot about Mexican beer traditions, but I've always understood Chelada to mean that they've added a little bit of salt. Closer reading of the can reveals that it contains tomato, salt, lime, edema, de tamarindo y chile chipotle. So it's got the edema of tamarind and chipotle chili, which doesn't sound that appetizing because most of the time you think of edema as fluid collecting in your extremities because you have some kind of fucked up lymphatic issue. If there's any beer that looks like a fucked up lymphatic issue drainage, it is Modelo's beer. This shit is fucked up. I'm kind of glad you didn't see how revolting it was. It's like an abusive relationship. I know I should stop drinking it, but I drank this is all that's left out of the 24-ounce can. It doesn't taste like they added just a little bit of fresh tomato and the tamarind, which if you don't know what tamarind is, it's basically what makes Worcestershire sauce kind of tangy and sweet. So they added that, and long story short, it tastes like somebody dumped a bottle of fucking ketchup into a fucking beer for no good reason. I think the salt in it is that thing that tricks your brain into thinking that you want to go in for another sip. At first you gag a little bit, but then all that salt and tomato hits you, and it's kind of spicy, so in the weirdest way, it works. It's fucking horrendous. I'm never ever going to buy it again, but I'm kind of enjoying it in a weird way. Some people like to be choked when they get fucked. Apparently, I like this shitty, gross beer. Most of the time, if you like beer, you can talk about how you like the malt flavor coming through. You can talk about the hoppiness. You can even talk about the water source that they use. I'm not getting any malt flavor out of this at all. It basically tastes like ketchup and bubbles. This beer kind of tastes like a homeless guy's puke after he chugged beer all day and ate his last McDonald's sandwich before he died. The color on this looks like someone's piss after they've been punched in the kidneys all day. This looks like medical drainage. Like if you have an infection in your shoulder and it's just swollen and they have to put a tube in, this beer looks like what would probably drain out of that motherfucker. Oh, God damn it. Why do I keep drinking it? If you're hungover and you need something that tastes like food, but you also need something that tastes like beer the second you wake up, because you need the hair of the dog the second you wake up, try that shit. If you are just miserable and you want to hate your taste buds, try that shit. Ice cold, it's tolerable. If somebody gave me a warm can of this stuff on a hot July day, I would beat the shit out of them. Modelo Chelada Tamarindo Picante es muy fucked up. Alright, so moving on. We are finally going to talk about this beer. This is very German. Original Schlenkerla smoke beer. So that's what it says there. And then there's a bunch of shit in Germanic script that I wish I could read easily, but I can't. Most of the time when you think about beer, you're taking malt that has been sprouted and then cooked in a regular old oven, and that stops the grain from sprouting anymore, but it still preserves all those enzymes. This beer, the malt has been smoked. Aecht Original Schlenkerla Märzen smoke beer, considered the classic example in its category, has been brewed for centuries in the Baroque town of Bamberg in Franconia. To be honest with you guys, in the interests of journalistic integrity, I've tried this beer before. However, it has been probably since 2005 that I've tried this beer. So what I remember about it is the smoke flavor being so overpowering and so fucking weird that this beer just tasted like bacon. Let's go ahead and open it up, guys. So the glass I'm using today, I rinsed it out, although it looks pretty gross because it's covered in fingerprints and shit. But this, as I understand it, is probably the vessel I should be using, as it's a lager glass that has not a whole lot of surface area left at the top, so kind of preserves the bubbles a little bit longer. Let's pour it out. So clearly the beer pouring out like a nice amber brown color. Oh yeah, look at that head. Maybe this is a dirty glass. That's why it's so bubbly. So let's go ahead and give it a smell. Oh my god. Yeah, sorry, that was a little extreme, but the smoke flavor comes through instantly. It smells like when you were in high school and you went out camping and you built a fire, and you come home the next day and you take a shower and you just smell all the dirt and smoke coming off of you. That's what this smells like, in a good way. I guess I could have just said that it smells like bacon still. But, you know, what the fuck is the point of that? So right now, yeah, my glass is just filling up with the smell of maltiness. Look at that really thick head on that, though. That is beautiful. Let's go ahead and give it a sip. So the smoke flavor there is definitely the dominant flavor. The smokiness, it's right. If you ever had like smoked Gouda and it has that flavor that just lingers on your palate and like you almost feel like your breath tastes smoky after you've had that. That's what this smells like. It tastes like, whatever you want to use. So as dominant as the smoky flavor is, and it is really dominant. Like this is like campfire, this is smoked Gouda, this is bacon, this is just smoky as fuck. There is an underlying grainy maltiness to it though. You do wonder almost how much of this color is because all that smoke flavor has kind of followed through all the way to the beer because there's just actual like sootiness in there. There's not a lot of hops. I mean, there could be that, and maybe the smoke flavor is just covering up that hoppy flavor. but definitely better than this. What I really should have done was poured a little bit of this into a little bit of this, and I could have had a BLT. It's really good and it's really smooth, but I don't know if I could drink more than one of these. I think what I do find very interesting about this beer is that they embrace tradition so much. I think in America, the focus has always been on innovation and heightening. There is something to be said about embracing the way things have been done and deciding to keep the things that you like. And I think it's really cool that these people are able to do that. I can't imagine, though, that the whole city is just getting lit off of this stuff, because really, one of these and you almost want like a Bud Light or something. This is 5.1% alcohol. So it's a session beer. So in theory, you know, you're hanging out with your German buddies and you want to have a few beers. You could have a few of these, but that is something else. That is so fucking smoky. Smoky, the dominant flavor, you're looking at, like I said, it's American, so it's going to be very malty anyway, so it's got like a little bit of grain flavor beneath the smoke. So even though that has like a little bit of like subtle graininess to it, it's too smoky for me. I'm kind of glad that I'm doing some weird stuff, because I feel like a lot of craft breweries are all kind of specializing around the same styles, and I think the elevation of brewing in the United States has gone way leaps and bounds beyond what it used to be. But sometimes I feel like everybody's doing an IPA that's really fucking hoppy, and everybody's doing a classic American style Pilsner, and nobody is adding tomato and tamarind to their beer, and nobody is making a beer this smoky. So, even though I didn't really love these, I'm glad that they're here, because you can pretty much find, I feel like in any major city now, a brewery that's doing like a level of quality that would have been unheard of 20 years ago. But they're all kind of doing the same thing. These guys are doing some weird shit. Don't love it, but I appreciate what they're doing. So that's it for now, guys. Thank you for watching my video. If you guys liked this, go ahead and tell me what you liked about it in the comment section down below. If you guys didn't like it, go ahead and tell me what you didn't like down in the comment section down below. If you guys are into the same things that I'm into, beer, powerlifting, stand-up comedy, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. My name is Brendan Kennedy, and my channel is the BK Stank. I appreciate you guys watching with me. Hopefully I hit record this time. I'll see you later.